what does that mean, Jeff? Like what?
I would suggest for all the people on the chat
Mhm.
in YouTube
Mhm.
to go back to the channel, to the main channel, and it'll be there.
Okay, who can tell them to do that?
Let me go back.
When's he gonna do that?
So Jeff's going to handle that. It looks like we are
Sit in the chat.
streamed.
Everyone would see it.
A different live stream, and so we're redirecting people to a different live stream address, and Jeff is working on doing that, redirecting them. And so meanwhile, I think we can just go ahead and begin, and welcome here to Unify Us. I am Joa Janiquias of the University of Mount Shasta. We teach spiritual psychology, holistic healing, and life coaching. And my wife here is also here, Vice President. You want to show yourself too? This is Makwa. And so introduce yourself as well.
So my name is Makwa Ikwa. Yeah, on the screen.
I guess we're going to be here. Here we go.
And I'm an intuitive healer, feminine empowerment coach, and a spiritual teacher. And I also facilitate journeys to tell us to the fifth dimensional city underneath Mount Shasta.
All right. Thank you, sweetheart.
You're also welcome.
So what are we doing here? What's going on? So we're offering a prayer, and that Luis Mita in a minute is going to tell us all about what that is. It's called Ho'oponopono. And but before we even go into anything, I would like to offer that Louise leads us. Louise Mita, she's from Hawaii, and she's been there, I think, all of her life, and she's a kahuna, and I'm so grateful to have her with us today. And she's going to lead us in a Hawaiian prayer that's so beautiful. And you may not know what the words mean, but I promise you these are divine words. Just let them in your heart. Welcome here, Louise.
Thank you. E ulu, kini o ke akua, ulu kaneme kanaloa, ulu o hialau ko ameka ye, ahe maya no hoi koku ahu, he yakawaila, he vai ola. Eola noe. Mahalo ke akua. This oli, this chant, is asking permission of all the gods and goddesses, all the devas, all the elementals, all of upper management to give us permission to have a moment together, a wonderful event, and to look after us and protect us. Thank you, Joa. Thank you all.
Thank you, Louise. She's going to have so much more to offer here today. So why are we here? What's going on? Well, we're at an amazing time on the planet. Big planets are moving into Aquarius, and I think one of the biggest, most phenomenal things happening at this time is that the goddess energy, the feminine energy within every woman and man is rising. And for thousands of years, she's been made to believe and bought the idea that she's weak and that she's less than, less important. And that's all changing now. The goddess is rising within all of us, within both women and men. And this is a balancing of the energies. And as many of you know, there are forces involved that are here to divide us, that do not want this change happening now. And so we're here today to bring forth the truth of our unity. On the spiritual level, we are all one. And it's always been true. It's just waking up and realizing we're all one. And fear is a grand illusion. And so we're about to practice a method today that helps bring us back to the oneness, especially those places where we hurt the most. And what I'd like to do now is open it up to Louise and Louise Mita in Hawaii. She's going to introduce you to this method that we're going to practice today. Welcome, Louise.
Thank you, Joa. So this method is called Ho'oponopono, and I've heard it pronounced very differently around the world. Pono means righteous, and ho'o turns the righteous into a verb. So we want to make things right. And in pronouncing it, it is ho'o, like uh-oh, right? And we want to be able to pronounce it correctly so that the resonance within the word will carry the meaning as well. Just like we wouldn't say bonjour for French, or we wouldn't say tortillas for Spanish, or we wouldn't say Yosemite. Oh, anyway. So basically, knowing what that word is and pronouncing it correctly, you can do that on your own, but it's ho'oponopono. What it is in the idea of making things right. Traditional style ho'oponopono required a mediator who would then have a discussion with whether it's a pair, a couple, a corporation, a family, and everyone would air his or her grievances to the mediator, the kahuna. And they would listen to each person, and the others are listening as well. Sometimes for the first time, they are actually hearing it. There's no blame, there's no rebuttal. We don't say, well, he makes me feel this way. No, I feel a certain way because of a situation. So we take ownership. The beauty of this style of Ho'oponopono, which was to me a bit of an abbreviated version of the traditional, created by Morna Simeona, allows us to independently, without the need of a mediator, ask for forgiveness as well. And in the sense that the person or the situation that is being requested forgiveness of, that person does not need to be with you. The group does not need to be with you. Whatever the apology is, does not need to have a direct conversation. So it's the difference of you and I sitting together in real life having a conversation, or we are on Zoom and we FaceTime, so we see each other, or we're on the telephone, we hear each other's voices, or we text, there's a communication going back and forth, or email. So you get what I'm saying? The distance of the communication can vary to a point where we don't even need to have that direct contact. We are going today we are going to express our request for forgiveness, an apology to whatever the person, situation, etc. is, and it will be felt because the intention is there, and the intention is everything. Joa.
Thank you, Louise. Thank you. I'd like to share with you my first experience with Ho'oponopono. Did I say it correctly?
You sure did. Congratulations.
Thank you. I was just falling in love with my wife Makwa at this time, and so it was very important to have a big impression on her, and I actually hired her on a job to pick up a bunch of retired policemen and 10 policemen, and who are having a tour. So we're going to tour them, and I had to have a van delivered to me, and this China man was going to deliver this van to me, and I'd had some business with him before. He's kind of intense, guy, and so when it came time for the van to be delivered, it didn't show up. The van was not there, and here I am, my impression with my wife. Policemen are waiting, and this van is not showing up, and I'm getting angry, and I'm getting quite angry. And so then Makwa says, "Have you heard of Ho'oponopono?" And I said, no. And I'm kind of like, whatever, you know. And she she guided me through the Ho'oponopono process with the Chinaman. And it seems so counterintuitive. I mean, I'm asking for his forgiveness when, you know, look at my situation. Why am I doing this? But, you know, we don't know the whole score. And there's something about Ho'oponopono. It's just not, you can't figure it out in the rational mind. It just works. And that's what I found out. Anyway, so as soon as we did the Ho'oponopono, the van arrived. It was a whole hour late. And so, but strangely enough, the policemen weren't upset at all. And the van was totally illegal. It was, the registration wasn't even, nothing was legal about that van, and not one policeman. And, you know, they, for years, for decades, that's all they did was look at, you know, so that, you know, they saw it. But there was a grace around us. There was some kind of grace around us. Of course, we were in love too. And so, but anyway, that's what I noticed about Ho'oponopono, is that it shifts myself and people from angst, which keeps it going. It keeps the stuckness going, to this. You just let it go. You let the Creator take care of it, and that's it. Just seems to shift us into grace and into peace. So then real communication can happen. Life can move forward again. So, all right. So thank you for hearing about that experience. And I know there's many experiences people on the line here could share. And but we're going to go ahead and go into the practice. And all right. So let's see here. Hopefully Olivia will join us, but so far we haven't seen her to lead a meditation. And so we're going to go straight into each person doing a Ho'oponopono demonstration. And those listening, I invite you to, if you resonate to what this person is doing Ho'oponopono towards, that you practice it as well. And our first speaker for Ho'oponopono is Louise. So,
Thank you.
you're welcome to go. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I concur with Joa's definition about the depth of it, because it is probably the greatest act of humility to ask forgiveness for a situation, irregardless of who is at fault. There is no blame, there is no fault. And if you have done something that has caused hurt in this other person, as they say, consciously or unconsciously, in another lifetime, perhaps that's why they are inflicting difficulty, anger, and hostility towards you in this lifetime. So as he says, counterintuitive to be asking permission or forgiveness of that Chinese man to forgive him for his tardiness. But, you know, it's interesting how it works. Well, the other day I live in Hawaii and I was diving, I was snorkeling. And as I was at the ocean bottom, I could see all of this, what we call, you know, fishing line, 50-pound test, which is really strong. You can't break it. And I was, oh my God, it's tangled in the coral. So I started untangling it and retrieving it. And there's no way I could break it. And I had to swim all the way over there to there, hundreds of yards of this, which required me to swim hundreds of yards to untangle. And as I was doing it, I was saying, I am so sorry for the absolute desecration and irresponsibility of man to leave all of this. And I'm winding it up, and I'm, you know, so I mean, I was almost seasick. I was doing it, but I felt so awful. If a turtle got tangled, he could get his head cut off. The fish are just, I mean, it was just horrific. And the coral was, you know, you could see pieces where it was breaking through the coral, and chunks of beautiful seaweed were being strangled. It was just awful. And I kept apologizing and apologizing. And then, of course, it dawned on me a few days later that what a perfect opportunity to express to you what I really experienced in this moment of absolute, to my knees. Well, if you can be on your knees when you're in the ocean swimming, I was bowing to the ocean, and I say, to my dear, amazing, wonderful water mother. And we are a water planet and we are water beings. So the water mother of the ocean, I deeply, deeply am so sorry for any of the hurts that we have inflicted upon you. Please, please forgive us. Thank you, Ocean Mother. I love you, Ocean Mother.
Thank you, Louise. Letting that soak in. Thank you. All right. Looks like we have Olivia joining us, and who's going to be leading us in a meditation. And so I'm so glad she made it on. And here she comes. Let's see where she is. There she is. Hi, Olivia.
Hi, greetings from Seattle, Washington.
Are you ready to lead a meditation?
Yes.
Okay. Why don't you say a little bit more about yourself and so people know who you are, and then when you're ready, you can lead us in that.
Okay, just give me a second. I have an overlap here. Okay, so a little background about me. My name is Olivia Elliott, and I'm the founding director of Starwalkers Foundation. Our mission is healing and empowering women through the transformative powers of pilgrimage. And I'm here to guide us through a meditation of forgiveness. So if you would all let's begin by settling into a comfortable seated posture on a chair or cushion. Can you hear me? Let me do a sound check first. Are we good? Is it working?
We hear you.
Okay.
You're on.
So I'll start again then. So let's begin by settling into a comfortable seated posture on a chair or cushion and gently closing our eyes and inhaling together. Slowing the breath. And let's just do this 2 more times. Inhaling. Exhaling. And last time, inhaling. And exhaling. And bring your attention to how your body feels right now, with full acceptance of whatever is present. Notice where your body is touching the ground and bring your focus there. Begin to feel the pulsing energy of the earth beneath you, the heartbeat of Mother Earth. With an inhale, breathe in gratitude and love for all she gives us. Continue taking deep breaths, feeling your heartbeat, your unique, beautiful rhythm. Breathe deeply from your heart as you open to the sensation of love within you. Feel the pulsing energy of this love. Envision this love as a light glowing inside of your heart. Breathing deeply, see and feel this light getting brighter until it fills up your whole body and surrounds you in a globe of light around your body. Now, with your next exhale, bring to mind someone whom you have harmed, either intentionally or unintentionally, or have been in conflict with. Bring someone where it feels unresolved or burdensome for you. Seeing who comes to mind, taking a few moments to visualize or imagine this person, noticing the details of their appearance as if they're standing right in front of you. While remaining connected with a love in your heart, and when you are ready, gently begin the Ho'oponopono prayer by saying this person's name to yourself and then saying, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And here, take a moment to notice the responses of your body as you allow this energy of forgiveness to move through you and around you. Next, I love you. Ask your body to open up and imagine this loving energy of unconditional love moving through you and all around you. And finally, thank you. And imagine a soft wave of gratitude flowing through you and all around you, cleansing you from any guilt, shame, or blame of past actions or choices. Now, with an inhale, focus your attention back to your heart space. Feel the light grow brighter as you allow the love from your heart to nourish any parts of you that have been in pain over this experience. Open to feeling compassion for yourself as you breathe the light of your love into the places where you've kept fear, grief, anger, stress, or insecurity. Now let's take a few moments to transition, to let go of the images or thoughts. Notice how you're feeling now. Bring the awareness to the body, the breath, taking a few easy, deep breaths. And now bringing to mind someone who has caused you harm, intentionally or unintentionally. Noticing the details of the person's appearance. Noticing what feelings arise for you as you bring the person to mind. When you're ready, begin to offer that person forgiveness. Saying to the person in your own mind, using that person's name, I forgive you. I forgive you for the ways you've harmed me intentionally or unintentionally. I forgive you. I forgive you. And please repeat that at your own pace a few times, trusting yourself to forgive in a way that feels right for you, without getting lost in the content of the story or whatever may have happened. Now letting go of the images or thoughts. Notice how you're feeling. Bring the awareness back to the breath, the body. And take a few easy, deep breaths. Now imagining or visualizing yourself, noticing the details of your appearance, bringing to mind anyone or any situation for which you wish to forgive yourself for ways you've harmed yourself. When you're ready, using your own name, say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. And again, take a moment to notice the responses of your body as you allow this energy of forgiveness to move through you and all around you. I love you. Ask your body to open up and imagine this loving energy of unconditional love moving through you and all around you. Thank you. Imagine a soft wave of gratitude flowing through you and all around you, cleansing you from guilt, shame, or blame of past actions or choices. Now with an inhale, focus your attention back to your heart space. Feel the light grow brighter as you allow the love from your heart to nourish any parts of you that have been in pain over any of these situations. Offer yourself acknowledgement and respect for everything you are, how far you've come, and for the incredible beauty and power within you. And now let's connect with every person and light worker on this planet and imagine the planet's sparks of light glowing, a golden web uniting our humanity. Let's focus the healing power within our hearts on all of humanity and our beautiful planet. See the people and the planet flourishing, thriving, feeling peace, gratitude, and harmony within their hearts. Envision a world where every person feels free, free to love, free to express themselves, free to create whatever one desires, and to be safe with our bodies. Feel in your body the spaciousness and openness of freedom. Taking a few deep breaths, imagine every man, woman, and child living with the same sensation, freedom. Now envision all boys of our world being raised to honor women and to respect the feminine principle in themselves, honoring their feelings, honoring their softness, honoring their connectedness to all life. Imagine our world valuing and respecting the qualities of intuition, empathy, receptivity, collaboration, diversity, and upholding and supporting human dignity. Imagine our world's governments and businesses honoring the voices of all those who are marginalized, honoring the feelings and well-being of their employees and citizens, and honoring Mother Earth. Bring this intention for global healing into your heart, surrounding it with light and love. And with a deep breath, imagine sending it into the earth below, like a seed being planted. Feel it beginning to root. Then in its own time, blossoming into the world. Bring your hands to your heart and feel your heartbeat. Take a deep breath and gently open your eyes.
Thank you, Olivia. That was beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
All right, so I'm going to offer my Ho'oponopono, and mine is to my son. My son now is 32 years old. His name's Matthew. He's probably going to be watching this. And I offer it because many years I wasn't there for him. And so I offer it representing all the fathers who have been absent to their sons and daughters. So, dear sons and daughters, I am so sorry for whatever I may have done to you, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And beautiful. I wonder if Chris made it on the line. I don't think I see him. Just checking to make sure. No, so he won't be with us. So our next person, did Tizon make it? Are you on the line? No, I don't see her either. Okay, so our next person is going to be Marco. You want to
Hello there.
introduce yourself and where you're at, what you do, and then what you're offering this for.
Thank you, Joel. Thank you for the invitation. My name is Marco Cremasco. I'm now in northeast Brazil, in the province of Bahia. It's a very warm place by the beach right now, and there are many mosquitoes. And it's a very appropriate place for the subject I'm choosing, which is the karmic slavery of the Native Americans and the African people who were colonized by the 500 years of European colonization in the new continents of South and North Americas. And I appreciate this opportunity of being here because I'm about to finish my research and my thesis on the cosmology of Amazonian tribes and peoples so that they can be recognized and understood as a culture that can also develop and has developed for thousands of years their own.
Your mic, see if you can improve your mic, your ability to be heard.
Can you hear now? Better?
Yes.
Okay, good. Yes. Yeah, I was saying that I'm about to finish my research and my thesis. I've been writing for the past 3 years about the cosmovisions of the Amazonian forest, which I claim that the Hunnicuin tribe, it's one of the ethnic groups of the South Amazon. They have science, they have their own epistemology, they have their own thought system that does not need to be considered mythology or folklore or any type of narrative that doesn't claim a legitimate reality as much as any Western philosophical system. And I believe we are, as united consciousness field, about to reunite with these ancient roots that have always been in the ancient regions of our memories as something available, open, and easy to access again. And the first step to do that is to finally reunite inside ourselves, inside those cells of us that have this memory, that carry this DNA of these codes of Mother Earth, that for those peoples and tribes have never been turned off. This ancient bridge between the knowledges of East and West have already started to be built about 100 years ago. And now it's a good moment to build these bridges between North and South again. So I would like to please ask permission to ask for forgiveness for all the damage that our ancestors from different places and different countries have caused to you, North and South American native peoples. I am so deeply sorry for what we have done. Please forgive me for anything I may have done to you, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you so much, Marco. Where are you located now?
Right now, I'm in Bahia, in North Brazil. It's a very warm place by the beach, and I had to come inside the car because the mosquitoes are amazing right now. This is an ancient land of native tribe. There used to be a tribe called Inkiri, who was inhabiting this very place where I am right now. Yeah.
Marco also gets crystals, and he has an amazing crystal business, and we have his crystals here in Mount Shasta as well. So welcome. So glad to have you on the line, Marco. And so next will be.
Oh, thank you very much.
Next will be Michelle. Did Michelle make it on the line? So far, I don't see her, and but I do see that Tisan did make it, and so let's bring her on. And so go ahead and unmute, if you will. There we go.
Everybody. Namaste.
Speak a little louder.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Great. So I'm Tisan. I'm in Mount Shasta here, and I do healing work and also coach female to step into their power. So today I would like to send the prayer to people that I used to work at the first job in United States. And I have gone through a lot of situation that I was being teased and kind of like discriminated at the office then because I'm foreigner and probably the way how I speak and they don't really understand. And I would like to make use of this opportunity to send my apology to people, especially in this country, and they do not understand foreigners, and they do not really understand how they talk and the way how they think. And I would like to send my apology to them because we are coming to your country, or we are coming to your country to learn, and maybe there's something that will make you feel uncomfortable. And I would like to present that prayer to create that harmony channel to all of us to be united together, especially starting from today. And I would like to start with the prayer. I'm so sorry that I made you feel uncomfortable. And thank you for opening your heart to be here today and listen to my word directly or indirectly. And I appreciate your patience to be able to open your heart and listen to my word and understand our action. And thank you. And I love you. And I really hope that we are able to co-create and bring more love and harmony together as one. Doesn't matter where we are coming from, but our love frequency is the same. Thank you.
Thank you, Tuzan. Yeah, you'll be next, Swaha Ron, if you'd like to go next. Tuzan's husband, welcome to say something about yourself.
Thank you so much for organizing all of this. It's really, really quite lovely. I've used the prayer a lot. And I was thinking, you know, from my real life situation, how can I offer this prayer for the greatest good of the greatest number of people? And so I reflected on asking for forgiveness for expecting, wanting my partner, whether it's a male or a female, to speak to me in a way that I can understand that it is in agreement with what I am thinking and is sweet. In addition to that, I'm asking for forgiveness for acting like a spoiled child and pouting when I don't get my way. I know a lot of men do that. I am asking for forgiveness for feeling upset and neglected when my partner ignores me, when children act so needy. I'm so sorry. I love you. Please forgive me. I forgive you. I release you. Please release me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Swaharam. Okay, we have Dickon in United Kingdom here with us. I'm so grateful to have him. He was a student at our University of Mount Shasta. And so welcome, Dickon.
Thank you so much, Joe. Thank you for having me. It's a great privilege and an honor to be here. So yes, I'm from the UK. I live in Somerset. I'm a yoga instructor and budding energy healer. And today I'd like to offer the prayer to my former guru, who was also my best friend. I lived with him for 18 years. We founded a yoga school together, and we did some great things. But things got quite dark and difficult, and he ended up treating me quite badly, manipulating me. Yeah, I signed over half my house to him. It all got very, very difficult. However, I appreciate there's always two sides to any relationship, and I played my role. And today I want to ask for forgiveness and apologize. So to Stefan, I want to say, I am so sorry for what I've done, my part in this, in our relationship. Please forgive me for whatever I may have done to you, whether it's something that I know about or something that's just unconscious. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I love you.
Thank you, Dickon. I just want to, anyone who can relate to that, see if that's important, the misuse of power, teachers and gurus, priests who misuse their power. I think there's a lot of people on the line that can relate to that. And so I really appreciate your forgiveness, Dickon. Really appreciate that. And I hope that inspires more people to also forgive along that lines so we can all quit misusing our power. Thank you. All right, let's see. We have Makwa next, my dear wife. Here she is.
So hello, everybody. My name is Makwa Ikwa, and I'm in Mount Shasta. And I'm an energy healer, intuitive, feminine empowerment coach, and spiritual teacher. And I would like to do Ho'oponopono today on animals, because my entire life, my entire childhood, I was really scared about animals. And like when I saw a dog on the other side of the street, I would have already kind of a horrifying experience, and I would just paralyze. So, and I worked through it like a lot, like through my teenager times. I like really started like connecting more with animals and breathing through my fear. And it completely shifted until I went, I became an energy healer. And my first animal I worked with was this really expensive, high class stallion. And they called me in because the stallion was like so angry that I hardly could feed the horse. They could hardly go into the stable to him. So I said, like, okay, I just tried. I never worked with an animal. I just give it a try. So I would sit outside the stable and I would do a clearing, and I found out like how deeply mistreated this stallion was, like from the beginning, like when he was like just born, like the first owner of the horse. And the more I cleared, like I was in this like really deep connection with the spirit of the horse, and it was so amazing. So I'm just like so touched by it. So anyway, I do this clearing and I can just feel how the energy shifted, and the clearing is over. And the stallion sticks the head out of the stable and gives me a kiss on my knee. And the owner was so scared that the stallion would bite me because he was so angry. And the stallion was completely shifted after this healing. And I just got to see what this horse went through. And after this experience, I felt such a deep connection to animals that I had a completely different approach to it. And now I have a cat pet, which I deeply love, and I just want to give to on animals. Because I don't know what I did in past lives to animals. Beloved animals, I'm so sorry for whatever I did to you, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or subconsciously, in this life or any other lives. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Oh, this feels so much better. Oh, thank you for supporting me through that.
And she was wondering whether she'd be any good at this. My gosh, thank you, sweetheart. That was so beautiful. Oh, wow. Okay, so our next person is Anaya. Unmute yourself. There we go.
Aloha. I'm Inaya, and I'm coming from Mount Shasta at the moment, although I've spent the last 40 years traveling to sacred sites around the planet, offering prayers to rebalance the relationship between humanity and Mother Gaia, Mother Nature. And in many ways to continue to amplify the gratitude, because really without nature, we don't exist. And this was very, very clear to me as a very young child who grew up in a family of chain smokers, where I was struggling just to take a clean, fresh breath of air. And it was also a place where there's much pollution. And very early, I became aware that, you know, the symbiotic relationship between what we put into our bodies and the toxins we put into our bodies that disconnect us from Mother Nature and Mother Gaia. And in that disconnection, we do so much unconsciously. When I feel for myself, my my greatest life purpose is to be offering back as much of the life force that she gives us every moment, every day, with gratitude and appreciation, and certainly not taking her for granted in any way, shape, or form. For without Mother Nature, well, there would be no life. And so, particularly in the last maybe 10 years, the fires and the floods and the earthquakes, there's been much devastation to the trees and to the earth and to the land and to the animals, and including much devastation through the unconscious negativity of humanity and our thinking that believes that we are separate from her. And I'd like to offer Ho'oponopono, particularly for the part of human consciousness that continues to perceive that we are separate from one another and from our own true nature and the nature of creation, of creator. For Mother Gaia, I am so sorry. Please forgive me for whatever I may have done to you. I stand here on behalf of all my relations, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously, however we have disconnected from your grace, from your ongoing generosity, for your effulgent beauty. I am so sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. And may we come into symbiotic harmony with the grace and the incredible gift that you bestow upon us, the gift of life. Thank you. I love you. I hope all my relations.
Thank you, Anaya. Thank you so much. All right, so our next person is Lamar in New York City. Welcome, Lamar.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. Welcome, everybody. So I chose my ancestors. I want to do this for myself and on behalf of anyone else.
Tell us just a little bit about you, Lamar. You live right there in New York City, and
Sure. So I'm an attorney, but also as I represent, small startups and businesses in the holistic space, I try to dabble in it myself. So I do some energy healing as well. And I want to offer Ho'oponopono to my ancestors, for anyone who's carrying ancestral karma, and also for folks like me who just I feel disconnected from my history. I did not know or learn much about where I come from and what my roots are. And so if there's anyone who carries that pain, because it is a painful thing to carry, that sense of disconnection, I just want to offer forgiveness or a prayer for forgiveness to my ancestors as well. So to my ancestral lineage, I am very deeply sorry. Please forgive me for whatever I may have done to you, knowingly or unknowingly, or consciously or unconsciously. Thank you. I love you.
thank you, Lamar. Great to see you, Lamar. All right, before Dan comes on, I'd like to bring in Louisa. you're welcome to join us. And
Thank you. I'm so happy that I could make it.
you speak a little louder, please.
No, I just said thank you. I'm happy I could make it. Very excited to participate.
And is your beloved there too?
Elijah's here. Yes.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, Elijah.
Hello, guys.
Beautiful.
Let me get closer here.
So say something about yourself and then what you'd like to offer forgiveness for and why.
My name is Luisa. I'm from Brazil. I've been here in the United States, specifically in California. Actually, Mount Shasta now. I get to see Joe and Mako around, which is awesome. Very thankful for that. I've been here for about 4 to 5 years now, and I had to think hard. I've never practiced this before. That's why I was very excited to do this today. Remember, you called me and you invited me, and it was such a blessing that you did that because it's really challenging for me to do this. And I chose to ask for forgiveness because, as some of you know, I work with crystals from Brazil, and we bring them from there, and we try to seed earth with them. And I've practiced saying thank you to them many times, but I have never asked for forgiveness before, for forgiveness for taking them from earth, even though the intention is always good and pure. I wanted to ask for forgiveness. And I also would like to leave a prayer so that with time, the human consciousness can shift from crystal extraction to crystal cultivation. And so let me say the words correctly. Where is it here? So I just wanted to say, I am sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And once again, thank you to Mother Gaia and to all crystalline consciousness.
Thank you, Louisa.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Thank you so much for this exercise.
Good to see you both.
Good seeing you.
Okay, we have another person here wanting to join us. And introduce yourself.
Hello. Hi, Louisa. My name is Danielle Shillum, and I offer holistic coaching and energy healing for women who are dedicated to their spiritual path and ascension. And it's just divine that I ended up here today because I actually did a practice of Ho'oponopono last night with another group online. And one of the areas that's been coming up very strongly for me is around my parents. It was so beautiful, Joa, with what you started out with, because I never got to meet my father. And even though he lived just a couple of hours away, and it was only last year that I reached up the courage to call him and got in touch with some of his family members, and I found out that he had passed just 2 years prior. So it's something I've been working on, forgiveness to him for the fact that I never got to meet him and he wasn't in my life, and also forgiveness to my mother. I don't know their full story, of course, how could I? And everything that transpired, nor do I know what it was like for her to have children of a mixed ethnicity that she raised us during the 70s and 80s. And I know it was difficult for her. And I have my ideas and perceptions of maybe how I, you know, would have liked them to maybe have shown up differently for me. But that's just one-sided. That's my perception. And I'm sure many of us might have thoughts like that around our parents, our guardians, those who took care of us. And I also want to include my grandparents in this because they also were a big part of raising me. So with this, I offer this prayer to my mother, to my father, to any of our guardians, my grandparents as well. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for anything I may have done, knowingly or unknowingly, consciously or unconsciously. And any of the ideas that I've had around maybe how circumstances could have been different or should have been different. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you so, so much.
Thank you, Danielle. Thank you. All right. Our next two people we're going to bring up is Dan Horton and Noel. How do I say your last name? Bunham. And I'm going to get it working this way. I believe I can. Let's see if I can do this. So I'm going to turn this on. Mute. Okay. And let's talk real loud. Hello? It should shift on us, but it's not. Hello? And
We pull up 2 chairs next to the computers. Right?
yeah, that's what we'll have to do. So I'll put this back. Enough.
In the sound.
And
Joey, that did work.
oh, you could hear it. I could hear it, but it didn't show me.
It shows there.
It did?
I'm looking at you live.
Head on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This doesn't look like it. Okay, good.
Yeah, Joe, it works, but you sound a bit distant. Yeah.
And you over here. And come on up.
Can we sit?
I recommend you stand. And
I'd rather sit.
You'd rather sit. Okay. And I invite you to come as close as you can, as long as we can see you there. Yeah, I can see you up here. There we go. Okay, great.
Okay, we can talk.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Dan. Go ahead.
I'm Noel.
We're in Mount Shasta. Recently, Noel actually just moved up here, and we've kind of had a whirlwind relationship, and things have moved very fast for us, and it's been a great journey. And we're both here today representing, talking about the relationships between men and women. And for me personally, how can I say, for myself personally, I am very hopeful that I can get over some issues that I have with communication, with understanding the feminine, with being able to relate to the feminine and understanding them in a way that where they're really coming from not the masculine perspective, which I know sometimes I can have issues with, and wanting a woman to understand where I'm at in a situation and wanting them to communicate how I feel I need to be understood. And that's something that I really want to work on and really be conscious of in this relationship that is new, which is filled with love and filled with beauty. But I know that these are issues as a man that I'm still working through. And also for the masculine in general, you know, we've lived in a society for a long time that's been somewhat dominated by the patriarchy, and where the understanding of where the feminine within ourselves and also within women, where they're really coming from, and how to understand them better, how to respect them better, how to treat them with the honor that they deserve. And I know personally that I've made mistakes in my life, and I really am really hoping to get better with that, and that we as men in general can really just dig deeper in ourselves and find out why we get stuck in the ways that we do, and how we can really do better to understand the feminine within ourselves and within women. So that's where I'm coming from, and I would ask you just to allow me to say this to Noelle today. And Noelle, I'm sorry for any time that I haven't listened to you or tried better to understand you or have asserted my beliefs or my feelings where I'm coming from above your own. Anytime I've gotten frustrated or angry or upset and not been able to really sink in with you into the place that you are, and to really connect deeply with your heart in every moment. I ask that you please forgive me, and that somehow you can find a way to forgive the masculine in general, the perpetration on women, the abuses that have been done, the misunderstandings that have been done, the failing to honor the feminine and women. You deserve all the honor that can be mustered within us. Thank you. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
You're being so open and honest. I appreciate your open communication and your honesty. And hi, everyone. My name is Noelle.
Originally from Chicago, Illinois, and been in Los Angeles for the past, I was in LA for 20 years. Until I met Dan. Dan and I met about a year ago, but we've been seeing each other a lot more for the past 4 months. And we went on an incredible road trip together for 6 weeks. And that's where we really connected, was to be nomads. We realized that we work really well as nomads. It's our true nature to be out roaming the earth and really sinking deep into nature. And that's where Dan and I connect, I think, the best, is when we are in nature together, whether it's hiking or just being in the trees and waking up together, looking at the sun and the sky and falling asleep under the stars. That's where we connected, I think, deeply, was on that road trip we went in October. And last week I moved to Mount Shasta to live with Dan, and I am just beyond grateful to you. Thank you, Dan. You have opened up your heart, and I know it hasn't been easy. We're learning a lot. We're learning a lot about each other. But coming from a place of love and compassion and kindness, he reminds me every day to just be honest and open. So on behalf of the Divine Feminine, I know that there are many things that women have done to men over the years, throughout lifetimes, whether it's been through abuse. I'm sure there have been many men who have been verbally abused by women, physically abused. Women have used sexuality throughout the years to possibly get what we want. And to all the men out there, on behalf of the Divine Feminine, I apologize for anything that women have done to hurt men. I apologize. And to you, Dan, I am sorry for anything that I have done to you, whether consciously or unconsciously, anything that I have ever done to you to hurt you, to make you feel uncomfortable, make you feel, I've ever made you feel scared or hurt. I'm deeply sorry. Please forgive me for anything I've ever done to hurt you. Thank you. I love you. I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pull the chairs away, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you. That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. See if Olivia is still on the line, and I'd like to invite you to offer your forgiveness if you like. Are you still there?
I'm here. Hello. Yes. Mhm. Thank you.
Unmute yourself, please.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Unmute yourself.
I thought I had.
Let's see if I can do it for you.
Is it working now? Okay. Thank you.
Okay, so
I would like to send my prayer to myself
are
and
you
all
hearing
of
her
the
over
women.
there?
Excuse me? You can't hear me?
For some reason, we're not hearing you, Olivia.
She's coming through live.
Oh, she is. Okay, good.
Yeah, I can
All
hear
right,
her now.
continue.
Okay, sorry. So I would like to send a forgiveness prayer out, well, to myself and to all the women in the world who have harmed themselves in ways that they think that they're not enough. We've been social programmed to, feel we're not enough physically, intellectually, financially, in every way, the sense of lack. And I've been in conflict with myself over all of these areas of never feeling enough. And I want to forgive myself and know that I'm whole, regardless, and my true self is whole. And so I'm sorry. Please forgive me. I love you. And thank you. Thank you. Joa, we can't hear you. It says it's on mute.
There we go. All right, there we go. Can you hear us, Louise? Would you like to lead us one more time doing Ho'oponopono with ourselves?
Absolutely, absolutely. In expanding upon what Olivia said, I think on behalf of women, on behalf of men, I think we all do owe one to ourselves for the times we've belittled ourselves, punished ourselves, cursed ourselves. Indeed, as you say, have not felt enough, compared ourselves, had low expectations of ourselves, had mediocre thoughts of ourselves, whether we were children, whether we were teenagers, whether we are adults, whether we have age comparisons, any of those reasons that we have been unkind to ourselves. And often we continue to be. And any time that we blame ourselves for our shortcomings, for goodness sakes, we're human, and we're going to be. We're going to be human for the rest of this duration. It's funny, my granddaughter, who is only 12, said the other day, "Why are we so hard on ourselves? Nobody gets out alive." So, maybe we should listen to some of the words of the wise, but if we could be kind to ourselves, and perhaps at this juncture for all of us to offer a prayer of forgiveness to ourselves and having this fresh start for 2021. I thank you, Joa, for giving us this opportunity to do this. So indeed.
Yes, Louise, could I just offer one little thing here before I want to interject one little thing. And the insight I've been having lately is that karma is created from guilt. And so, and I had a lot of guilt in my life. And when I had guilt running, I was a shit magnet. And I would get pulled over by the police, like all the time for nothing. And they just would sense me.
Yeah.
And so what we're doing here is releasing that, all that guilt. So we live in humility. And what I've noticed is that when I live in humility, it's the greatest strength. So it's not being affected by the world anymore.
Absolutely.
So thank you for letting me I wanted to offer that as an
Absolutely.
extra encouragement to do this work on ourselves here with Louise.
Absolutely. So indeed, the prayer that I would like to petition to myself and ask myself, as I ask you all, to ask yourselves for forgiveness for anything that I have done, that we have done to ourselves that was unkind and have hurt ourselves in any way. Please forgive me for that. Please. Thank you, me. Thank you, me. I love you, me. I love me. And if you would all just say, I love me. Let's all just say, wherever you are in the world, I love me. 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 And I love you all. I love you all. May I offer a small chant to conclude? O ka ola ke akua, e nana ka mai pula pula, e ola kaniko o a hau makai ole a palalau hala, a kawi kapu ane ane. A la ila ve aku o iau ke aloa ke a. A mama huanoa. Mahalo. Mahalo to you all. Mahalo, Joa.
Mahalo. And now we have a song. You're welcome. Everyone's welcome to sing along. Here we go. Can you hear it out there? Good.
You're muted, Joa. Joa, you're muted.
You hear the music?
I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. Ho'oponopono, 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 I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry, please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I love you and I thank you. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. I